Hello, welcome to Crazy Christian Conspiracy Theories number 10. I really was struggling for ideas for this. I'm just gonna do guilt and shame and mental illness. Just kind of a broad subject. Sorry, I'm talking to my boyfriend at the same time. Anyhow, so got a bit wiped out last couple of days. I come across a legit, is it legit? I doubt it. I have no idea. It can't possibly be legit. Like an actual Christian hate, a bunch of Christian hate web pages? Or are they like The Onion and they're spoofs? I mean, this one here, oh, this is just gross stuff. I mean, this is some sick stuff. And I've looked at Black Lives Matter and SJW stuff and Holocaust deniers and stuff, but this is some... I know this one's legit because it's from my friend, the Holy Spirit denier, Paul Creek Ministries. What's his bloody name again? Don't look at this stuff, you're just going to get yourself all exhausted. Transgender and demon possession. I mean, just don't do it. Okay, I won't. Just stop it. Oh my God. Anyhow, so that's the mentality of the church. If they are the dark ones, if they're legit Christian hate sites, then that's what the church is about. Hating us, transgender people. Anyway, so, shame. Shame is about... So here's some absolute garbage from Patheos.com blog by Fr. Dwight Longenecker. Sounds like the guy that was behind the NASB. That was a Richard Longenecker. This is a Catholic site. I don't know if it's legit or a spoof. I can't tell anymore. If this is real, then this is pretty damn depressing crap. I was doing some research for an article on the statue of Baphomet, which was unveiled in Detroit last weekend, when I discovered some very interesting details. For those of you who are not up to speed, the Satanic Temple unveiled a 9-foot statue of Baphomet, or Satan. As I looked at the image and read up on it, I saw the devil is portrayed as transgender or androgynous. Rising from his lap is the pagan Caduceus. Okay, the rod with 2 serpents entwined with the pagan god Mercury carries. According to satanic law, this is a phallic symbol with the earth powers of the serpent into... Oh, this is rubbish. The celebration of Caitlyn Jenner, indeed, was the enforced celebration and constant publicity about this transitioning is a visual illustration of what's going on. The latest rumor is that Caitlyn is going to bear all for a Playboy centerfold. Can this be happening? American men are being set up to lust after another man who has artificially become a woman. Does that mean Caitlyn Jenner is a demon? Oh my God, is she a demon? And I'm not saying that, but the Jenner story is part of something happening in our culture. There's something disturbing. Continue to read here. I'm not going to continue reading this garbage anymore. It goes to a site called The Devil of Detroit and Caitlyn Jenner. There's so many hate sites about this subject. You could click on these links all day long, one after the other, and then get a gun and blow your brains out, because it's just such depressing hatred crap. Anyhow, that's not what number 10 was. gonna be? Number 10 is mental health. Well, I guess, yeah, it does cover that, doesn't it? Because it's mental health. I'm being mentally abused because I'm transgender. I'm being told that I'm evil, I'm demonic, I'm possessed by demons, I'm the female version of Damien the Omen, and maybe I'm the Antichrist incarnate, and I just don't know it yet. So, you know, the church views schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorders and epilepsy and other stuff like that as demonic. I don't think I've even mentioned what did in another take I did of part 2 or 3, but I forgot and I deleted it by accident. But John and Ian were good friends of mine at the church, and Ian he had a lot of epileptic seizures, but he was also writing the most amazing science fiction stories. I hope he's got one published now, because I just used to love to read them. Well, he would read them out loud, and it was so cool. But I was his brother. It was his brother John that had the seizures. Sorry, it's been a long time. So yeah, sorry, it was John that had the seizures. And so in the church car park, little side story. This is a church where my partner and I used to set up 100, 200 chairs in the morning, and then practice in the band and do the worship and things like that. Anyway, so he had a seizure in the car park, and everybody rushes out, and some of them, the elders, start laying hands on John and casting demons out of him in the car park outside the church. And again, this is back when I believed all this garbage. I believed in what they taught. So it was me also that John didn't convince. I learnt the truth that it wasn't demonic. Now, weird is that, because I was so brainwashed to believe that it was. And so the next Wednesday night at the midweek meeting, you know, he brings his medical documents and CAT scans, whatever, and just tries to explain clearly and simply that, you know, this is what's happening with my brain, this is where it's going wrong, this is what my seizures are. And they point blank refused to believe the evidence that he brought forward. And I guess it took me a few weeks of him convincing me to change my mind, because I believed everything that they were saying to me. And so it wasn't long until John and Ian left that church, because they were just constantly told about possession. And I mean, why go to a church when you're being told you week after week after week you're possessed by all that's evil? The death of you, God, we command this you, we spit at the Virgin you worship and sit at Lord Satan's left hand. I mean, it's just, how can you do that? Nah. So we left. Well, I left in a very angry huff. And I moved from the North Island of our country to the South Island, and they threw a party for me because I was working in the youth group, and I had a cake, and it was very, very shitty. But, you know, I said thank you. Thank you, please, kind sir. And then I just pissed off. So, yeah, I guess I came out when I moved from the North Island to South Island, I came out as transgender, and there was a lot of laying on of hands and anointing with oil. And at one point it's like Pastor John, he had his hands on my head, and it's like the top of my head lifted off in the spirit realm, and my brain was taken out and replaced with another brain. It literally felt like that. And obviously it didn't happen in reality, but I could feel it in the spirit realm that was happening. And as far as they were concerned after that point, then I was completely delivered of all this transgender evilness that I was going through, whatever. They made damn sure after that you know, I wouldn't play up by dressing up or doing anything out of the ordinary. And then for some weird reason, I got pissed off. Well, it's obviously why I got pissed off, because I was being told I was the most evil person on the planet. And I was wearing glitter. I wore glitter to church. I mean, that was like rebellion. Teenage extreme rebellion. So yeah, I got really told off for doing that. Really told off. But I kept going to that church until the pastor's wife decided that she would be a bitch and just get rid of all the men in the church, me included. So she gave a couple of sermons on why men aren't spiritual and how they're spiritually dead and great stuff like that. It was awesome. So the church died after that. But again, yeah, with my depression and anxiety, by the way, which doesn't affect me as much since I started on the hormones and that. I've changed my medication's been changed. I'm not as depressed. I don't have the ups and downs like I used to. I don't have anxiety issues. If I read that crap a lot more, I would. So one of the preventative things is to not even bother. If you're feeling uncomfortable reading something, just stop. I mean, it's probably basic stuff, but it's like I become addicted to hatred. I become addicted to hate speech and like hate groups and things like that. I know why that is, and I'm specifically mentally putting a stop to doing that, because it's to fulfill a need that I needed as an abused woman, and I don't want to be that anymore. I'm not a victim anymore. I do not want to live the victim mentality anymore. So I'm gonna stop doing anything that would put me in a position where people can attack me and treat me like garbage. So, yep. Awesome. So next week's episode is going to be rather different, just a wee bit. Just slightly different. I'm going to explain how I can be both transgender and have dissociative identity disorder. I can have multiple personalities, and this is the end of something for me. This is part 10 of this list, and I'm bringing it up because I wrote here, my worst fear is game over, like completing something, giving myself a goal and achieving it. So I've done top 10 crazy Christian conspiracy theories. I said to my counselor that once I'd completed this task, maybe I would feel that my life was pointless, meaningless. I've got like no future, no hope. This is the end. I did this before I did week 1, the first episode, which is the gay agenda. And now I've got so much more to do. So that fear that I had is gone. It's gone. Because this is really weird, this one. It's like too much freedom. And it's because if you have your own life, see, because, you know, I was raised in a cult and I never had my own life. I never knew what I should be thinking. I never knew what I should be doing. I should be just praying to the Lord in a closet for the rest of my life, and that's all my life had meaning for. And now I can have anything I want. I can go out and enjoy life, which is kind of scary. Yeah. So, yep, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Transgenderism? Is that a word? Transgenderism and dissociative identity disorder. Yeah, and maybe Asperger's, I don't know. Maybe a mixture. I don't know. Anyway, bye. Rainbow flying high.